Let's see what we're going to get then in terms of the veto for this one, and then we'll set things up. So first things first, Viscous banned out, and Dynamo down and out. Kelvin and Abrams' first 2 picks, nothing too crazy, Blank, nothing too crazy.
No, I mean, Viscous getting banned out alongside with Dynamo is kind of, it makes sense to me. Reverse Team Sunset versus Team Jamside, so we're starting with our lower bracket first. Abrams into Shiv, pretty good first picks here from both teams. I mean, Kelvin into Lash is very nice. We'll see what our third picks are going to be as we head into our second ban from both teams. So we get 2 first bans right off the gate. Both teams pick 3, and then you get your second bans coming through. So just waiting for Team Sunset what they decide to go on. Head over towards the Vindicta, a little bit more of that high ground coverage. Picking that into a Lash, though, is sort of curious. As well as the Kelvin being able to slow you down. Haze ban from Team Sunset. Really feel like this is a huge problem. Interesting. I wonder what Jamside will ban here. Pocket. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. So they want to just be staying in the fight for a long, long time. And I guess we're playing with Kelvin, Lash, and Seven. With a lot of the life still there, you don't really want to get afflicted too early.
Yeah, it makes sense. Slightly more targeted bans. Have a quick pause on your feed for a sec as well. You got your pocket pick slightly quicker than mine. I think we're a little bit off sync. So we'll slow that down ever so slightly. We can sync him up when we get in game just to be sure everything's smooth as butter. But yeah, obviously for anyone just joining us as well, this is the 3rd, 4th decider matchup. We're currently in the veto for this one. Still a BO3. BO3's the whole way through, and we've got on our first rounds of bans. So Viscous out of play, Pocket gone, Dynamo and Haze both down and out. Mo and Krill and Warden going to be picked up for the penultimate picks for either team. Just waiting on the completion of the comp. All right, Infernus coming in for Team Sunset.
Yeah, it's strong. It actually ends up being quite a strong composition for Team Sunset. The only issue I see here is there's not a true initiator for the squad. With Infernus, maybe able to run in with the combustive concussion, potentially get Mo and Krill on the combo in the front line. But I really just feel like it's going to have to be Abrams opening the way for the squad. As Team Jamside plays something a little bit more defensive, I would say. You know, they'll back it up, keep poking you down. Lady Geist, as we know, is a terror in team fights, being able to throw out that bomb so often, get a lot of damage out. And even once you get that T5 into it, leaving that corrupted zone in the path, that's going to cause some problems for Team Sunset, I imagine. So this is more of a turtle team coming through from Team Jamside with some good openers with Lash and Kelvin, being able to make way and have good chase potential with the Yamato on that flying kick, as well as Kelvin slowing them down to 80% with the Arctic Beam. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious how this one goes out, because I think both teams have created 2 fairly competent compositions.
100%, dude. I think we've done well here, again, in terms of the pickups. Obviously, we had some interesting maneuvers with some of the picks that came out from Jamside before. It felt like there was maybe a bit of over gambling in terms of the individuals rather than the team comp. When that didn't work, when you weren't able to win your lane matchups, it just didn't build to a good late game. Here, you've got something a little bit more sustainable. Should be a pretty nice actual head-to-head on this one. We'll see, obviously, where the divide is. We get a benchmark between these two now in terms of who's going to be our 3rd seeded team on exit of the tournament here in day 2, and who's actually going to be able to walk away with a little bit more cash in the back pocket off of Aurora Deadlock Masters one. Also, just to see how many more teams are going to be implementing the sheer speed in which we're getting these, 4, 5 sub sort of that kind of time earn carries now with the Kelvin Ice Path into support of someone else. Like, we were bringing that straight into all our games yesterday, blowing everyone's minds. Like, just how good that can be for the earn rotates, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, it's really good. I think for Team Jamside, potential for the earn is a lot higher than Team Sunsets. I mean, you don't really have anyone that can run it very quickly. So it will be interesting how this one plays out. I mean, Mo and Krill can bury once he hits the burrow, not bury.
Bury. You've got to get there quickly. Bury.
Bury them now. No, you can burrow on that T5, which will give him the increased move speed, and I think you can pop that before hitting the earn anyway. But that'll only get you around about a quarter of the way there. So Team Jamside might have better control over the urn. They'll be able to use that to leverage more macro control around the map. I think that is something that people are starting to realize a lot more, that you sort of need someone that can run the urn quite quickly, purely just for macro purposes, right? You know, you hold the urn inside base whilst the other team congregates around the urn hand in point. You push the other side of the map, which has been happening fairly frequently. Again, I am interested to how this one goes down. Be curious to see who Shiv is pit up against on Team Jam side and who they decide they'll send him on over to. I mean, if I was a gambling man, I would probably send Shiv versus the Kelvin, potentially, just to keep him at bay, or maybe even the 7 just to poke him down and keep him out of lane, sending those lightning balls across, clearing the waves quickly, and not allowing to have that pressure on the front line, because Shiv does need to get close, right? He does need to get close to do that damage. It used to be a case where the daggers would be the thing that really melted you in lane, but now it's more the slice and dice. That's where the big damage comes from, especially when he hits his ult. 3k is his big power spike, because then suddenly you're getting double slice and dices where you get the after image that passes through too. So if you get hit by 2 of those in lane after 3k, that hurts, man. That really does hurt.
Yeah, you're just going to be hit with an absolute wallop, mate. And something as well that I think we saw being a consistent trend yesterday. It's one of those where you physically want to be burning your actual DPS output in terms of how often things are off cooldown. We were seeing that usage, especially the supportive IVs, minute airdrop comes off cooldown, maximizing how many times you're going to get that off over the course of a game just by using it on every opportunity you get to engage the second it's off CD. You were seeing a similar thing, of course, like you were mentioning with the Yamato as well, where even if you're not getting the maximum return for the use on it, only a 20-25 second cooldown on these kind of abilities, you can use them just to deal chip damage. Know you're going to have it back up for the next fight. We were seeing a lot of that, just consistent poke, consistent chip damage throughout every single lane, just to bully. It's one of the reasons why Michaelis' Vindicta felt so strong, where even if he wasn't going for the full assassinate, he's just constantly chipping people down and leaving you in an uncomfortable spot where taking control of lanes wasn't possible. So the heads up maneuvers in terms of just the ability play outside of the actual raw mechanics of the gunfights and the gun skill, there was a lot to sort of dip our toes into yesterday, and I think we're going to get even more of a refined version of that. You know, this is kind of the starter, like the appetizer blank. We've got that big main course at the end with the dessert as well, right? The Recurrent versus Michaelis game, that's going to be a treasure trove, bud.
Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a treasure trove in terms of like what kind of abilities we're going to see there, what kind of character composition we're going to see versus Team Recurrent and Team Michaelis. Though this is a pretty standard, I would say, comp pick from both these teams so far. We are just waiting to get into game at the moment, so we have finished our vetoes. This is likely just a case of getting all the players in, making their picks, and then jumping into the game itself, making sure everything's working beforehand. This veto is all done through a third-party website anyway, so this is not something that's done in-game. So there is like a slight delay in between this happening and the game starting.
It's also figuring out in terms of the comps as well, who's actually playing who, because I believe the way they've done it with the rule set as well is obviously you do the veto, but there's no preset picks. Everyone then gets the choice of those 6 heroes based on who you'd like to play that way. So everyone gets who they would actually want to play in terms of the lane matchups as well. And then obviously just decide lanes amongst the team. Takes a little bit more setup than it would otherwise. Obviously, no custom lobby settings, everything just being done in the old school way, mate. Private servers, getting it going, an admin sitting there sweating, going, please work.
please. But yeah, so again, I think for Team Jamside, the Yamato is going to be a big pick here for them. Has like a lot of damage early on, and it's sort of one of those things where Yamato can become really problematic if she gets ahead. I think with Wraith and Vindicta, and in fairness, you can be a little bit squishy early on. Like a Yamato could cause absolute havoc, and they do have this nice transition into that late game, Jacky, with the Warden and the Lady Geist.
I'm really glad we actually get a Geist pick out of this as well, because it's felt like there's been opportunities where Geist has been banned out when you'd like to see her in play. But we can come back talking about that later, mate. It looks like we are finally in position to slip into the game then. So let's check this out. We can kick off the day here. Start things blank as we slip into the action. Do you have audio on your feed?
Do I have audio?
Yeah, I have no game sound. You have game sound?
I don't know. It's paused right now.
Doesn't seem like there's any game sound. All right. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that gets fixed. But
yeah, I like that from Infernus. There's no one in my lane. No, I am coming. It was a strat. It was a strat. Yeah, which just makes absolute sense because they sent the Moe and Krill versus the Warden, which makes sense. His is a lot of chip damage from the flask itself in lane, but you can heal a lot of that back up again using Scorn. So Moe and Krill into Warden's pretty good. Just worry that he'll get caught off by the Binding Word potentially. So Warden's playing extremely aggressive right now. Does not want to let the Moe and Krill get him underneath Guardian, which is not where you want to be playing versus the Mole Man.
Don't mess with the Mole Man. You don't want to deal with what he'll be bringing out. I'll relay over to the organizers. We've got sound issues. Hopefully see if we can get that fixed up as well. Right now it's a bit of a deaf cast. I can always do the game sounds for you if you'd like. We can do it that way, Black.
We could do.
All right. There we go.
What do you think about that?
More of a...
Do you like that? Do you like that? That was the crow.
Yeah, that was good. It seems like a really good, accurate one. You get the slide sound in as well.
Yeah. What time are you on? What's your timer on?
In-game time is at 1:58, 1:59, 2 minutes, 2:01, 2:02,
All right, so
2:04.
let's go.
We synced up? All right, let's get it. Hopefully we get game sound, but for now, we'll roll with the punches and see what we got. But that was pretty smooth, mate. Sync that up right quick. Here we are anyway, though, into the action. We are properly live on this one. Laning phase underway. See what we'll get off the back of this as the card tricks are being dealt. Cheeky clear around the corner in case anyone was pushed up close as well. Use that as a bit of poke to try and get the info. Diced on maneuver, looking to get a bit of damage out as well. Taking a bit of a beating on this. Ball's quite far back. Yeah. Bomb's actually going to chunk you as well.
Wow, that hurts. That really does hurt. Binding Word over towards the Moe and Krill. Just about almost escapes from it. But it goes off just in time. Maybe next pickup will be the Mystic Burst here from the Warden. I can't believe you got that Scorn off, actually. It was right on the edge. More stuns going over towards this lane. This is a horrendous lane to go into, by the way. I do really feel sorry for both Yonder, I Wonder, and Together playing against this lane. Seven and Lady Geist. The lane clear is unbelievably strong, as well as the fact that you're constantly getting poked either by Power Surge or you're getting poked out by the bomb that's been sent through from Lady Geist. That's a tough lane to play, and it's really going to limit the Abrams as well, Jacky.
Yeah, it makes your life a whole lot harder, especially early in on this one. Ooh. Curious to see how good things are going to be going for Vindicta over the flow of the game as well. We saw some high-tier Vindicta gameplay yesterday. At the minute, though, it's problematic over towards the York side. You put pressure on Moe and Krill, bring him down quite low. Nice slide round the back to stay in lane. Warden hard commits to the fight. You get the parry off into the burrow. See you later.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the kill there. I guess he just wants to secure himself getting out, worried that if he tries to go for the double punch, he was a little bit late on it anyway. But great parry to start things off. He gets back in lane, Binding Word once again. An extra regen is just going to keep this Warden pumping in lane now. Yamato, on the other hand, head over towards BRS on the side of Team Jamside. We did miss out on the kill on Lady Geist that came through, and Prestige actually takes down Hydration there, so Hydration stays in lane a little bit too long. But yeah, we saw the kill go over towards Lady Geist, Jacky, as both the guys from Yonder I Wonder as well as Together got very aggressive over on that side of the map.
Rationale early. Keep the pressure on in terms of the lane matchups. Warden obviously getting so much freedom off the back of the reset from Moe and Krill. They didn't go down and give away the early solo advantage. You did have to back off, giving so much time for the lane to be pushed deep. You get that free farm off the back of it as well. About 2 waves of Candle Troopers. So a few extra souls to play over in the back pocket, bringing him up to 3.4k. Ult economy is slightly better, though, over on the side of Team Sunset. The 7 now coming online, and Ray forced to bail out. Quick up the roof with the old bouncer route.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy, the quick pickoffs there. When you pick up extra recharge, by the way, it does refresh all of your cards. Same thing with rapid recharge; it gives you all of your cards once again. So what you saw there is the Wraith picking up rapid recharge, getting all of the cards ready, and then instantly going in for a telekinesis play over towards the Lash, which is fair enough. We've seen like a lot of good plays from Team Sunset on the Wraith. Lefaa was playing yesterday, doing a lot of good work on it there. Today, Lefaa's on the Infernus. It's struggling a little bit against the Lash at the moment, but it's only a 200 soul lead. It's really just the health that matters more than anything. But Infernus has great spirit life still anyway, so he should be able to remain in the lane.
Oh, Vindicta being caught on the wrap around the back as well. Trying to make her move around through the jungle. Takes a bit of prod damage there from Yamato. Guarding on the edge side. Kelvin still in position to assist. Shiv, his eye on things. Guardian out towards Yorkside, still so low off the back of the damage that was done from the Warden. Shiv on the reset down, takes a little bit of damage from the sideline with the Kelvin just peppering them with the icicles. Nice deny as well, making sure they're still able to pull themselves further ahead in control of the lane. Relatively even right now on the soul distribution here though.
Yeah, we're not far ahead on either side of things at the moment. I don't think any lane is winning that much harder, but yeah, that's the problem going to Yamato. When you're playing a Vindicta, instant shadow transformation. That is a very, very good move there coming through from the Yamato, from BRS. Makes a lot of sense to go for that, considering that you're assuming that the Moe and Krill is coming into combo. An early shadow transformation, give yourself the unstoppable. Great play. I actually really appreciate that. And the Moe and Krill leaves the lane long enough for Warden Prestige to pick up the tower.
Finally gets what he wanted there. So not only the free farm that you've been taking consistently, Aurelius is at least on the move back around. Nice play. You go for the crouch, reduce the audio at least in terms of the position, straight into the ult. They don't expect it. The flank round the back from the Warden that's looking to lock it down with the assist. Telekinesis makes it uncomfortable to at least catch him. So Wraith saving their bacon there. Meanwhile, over on the other side, you've got the push up on purple lane with Abrams using the slide to get the extra ammunition. DPS takes down the Guardian. That's another one gone. So a bit of a reset, at least, on the lane fights for the Guardians.
Man, that's so sad as well, because you can see what he's going for there with the bounce pad into the ultimate. Somehow he walks over, it doesn't get the bounce pad effect. Instead has to go for some cheeky maneuvers off the slide dash. Yeah, I felt bad for him there. Together does find BRS. Obviously, the ult just came back off cooldown. It wasn't in that unkillable state, and also a little bit difficult to time, especially when the Vindicta has you in a sights of assassinate.
He's being able to trade off back on the Guardians. Yamato gets back into the lane to assist with him going somewhat deep back on the Kelvin. Warden still in close position. Vindicta down on the ground. That's not where you want to be. Smooth moves for the Duke, though. Even getting the stake off to try and save herself for the getaway. That's clean.
That's such a nice play as well. It's a really cool movement that you can do on the Vindicta where you walk backwards, jump into flight, and that'll give you a load of backwards momentum. You use that there to escape. Unfortunately, one player will suffer. 2193900. I don't know his name. I'm just going to call him Shiv from now on. The combo will finish off BRS into an easy assassinate coming through from the Vindicta. And Team Sunset pulling ahead a little bit here. 5k now, Jacky.
Yeah, actually starting to get yourself a bit of a nice lead to work with. It looks slightly uncomfortable. The first few moments of the laning phase, you were seeing a couple of nice opening picks, giving yourself more freedom, but the longer the game's gone on, you're massively pulling ahead now. 3 points of AP to the advantage, now going up to 47 to 43, and more damage put back on the Guardian. Lefaa, he was taking some sick plays yesterday. On this one, it's an engage on the Warden, trying to get the dot off. Oh, binding word, though, on the response with Kelvin rotating over to assist. You're gone. Moe and Krill will be able to at least get out. Wraith back on the fight, though. This one not really dying down. You're putting so much pressure on it. 7 taking a beating from both of those card tricks. It's a smooth flip round about, but you've got a project mind out of there. A little bit low now. Don't overcommit.
Yeah, I do enjoy the way that a lot of these Wraiths play early game, where they're waiting to get a lot of their big damage out from just the gun itself. So you build into Infuser, you build Mystic Burst, and a lot of your big dam comes through from the card trick itself in that early game. And some of these guys are really good at hitting the card tricks, being able to move them into position. Sunset now looking for another Guardian here, and I believe that this is the last Guardian that they'll need before their flex slot. So the Warden quickly comes over from Team Jamside to stop Hydration from picking that one up.
Having on the wrap round the back. Dolan's on the move. Going for the little peek over the top here. It's a slight awkward angle on top of the dumpsters so you can get clear line of sight, but just make it a headshot back onto you. So it's far more awkward. Abrams does get the soul drop off. That's going to be the urn delivered. Charge doesn't go too great for him, though. Escape round the corner. He's going to be trapped in the ice as the dome comes up. Seismic impact into the slam down. And Kelvin is taken out.
Yeah, pretty easy and smooth moves there coming through from Yonder, I wonder. Lefaa once again going for something else, but some quick movements. The grapple off the top, looking like Muhammad Ali right now, and almost escapes, but not before the assassinate once again comes in through from Together, who's been hitting some nasty shots this game.
Want to get that quick rotate off as well with all the pressure you've now put on lane. You know his player stat there. You've drawn their attention round towards Orchard side. They were hoping to scatter black onto blue and see if they can push that up. Start to make some moves up on Boulevard and put more pressure on either one of the walkers. So you've got to split your attention between these lanes. Abram, in the meantime, you're going deep on York as well. So this has really given you quite a nice lead, not only in the soul advantage and the kills here in the game with the AP, but off the back of the amount of map control they've now established.
I mean, they were desperately trying to look for the blue player, right? Heading over towards that Guardian, trying to pick up their final flex slot, but not quite able to make it happen. Torment Pulse, Divine Barrier already there for the moment. Krill just picked up Healing Booster as well, so that Scorn's going to be healing from even more. That should just make him pretty tanky, honestly, at this point in time. And here's the full push, but quickly into the combo and the telekinesis. They hated that guy.
Yeah, that is brutal, mate. Unlucky for Geist. Seems like she finally has passed away. Goes down on that one. Yamato sneaking up in through the back. You're going to go instantly into the ult and try and put the pressure on with the shadow form. Nice bit of chip damage back. So the Wraith got to give up the space that was being taken, with both of them just looking to dogpile and get burst damage off onto the Walker. Yamato at least saving the lane for now and stopping them from getting round and being able to deal damage with the creep wave they had there.
When we look at the map right now, it feels like Team Jamside is falling behind just a little bit, honestly. I mean, 10k souls now for Team Sunset, starting to pull away slightly, and Shiv's honestly been able to get a lot of free farm for himself. 8k on both the Lash, Geist, and the Kelvin. So this game is starting to get a little bit out of control. Yamato looks to head through the air. This could be a nasty kill onto the Vindictor. And this is where you can't really let a Yamato get on top of your Vindictor too easily, because she will just melt them. Somehow, some way, though, Vindictor escapes like the ghostly presence she is in game.
Slide away into the night, mate. Get out of there. Seismic impact used for the reposition on this one, so the Abrams at least trying to slip back and stay alive. Vindictor up in the sky with the assassinate as the damage comes down onto Yamato, trapped in position. Nice combo follow up there. Samoan Krill's going to be happy with it. He'll take his extra HP to the bank off the Elim, whereas Vindictor will farm up the souls from that one. Lefaa straight into the ult once again. Keep the Geist trapped in place, trying to get outside of the range of the binding word, and does slip through the net barely. So the Warden not getting the lockdown on that one. And again, you're staggering them. That's now another 2 respawns of about 15 seconds before you're going to have Geist back in play. Yamato only just coming back up into lane now. And look how deep you've gone on Orchard. Even giving them opportunity to slip round the back and put pressure on that Walker towards York side as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is all going wrong at the moment. I mean, Furnace is moving over to try and stop the Kelvin from taking too much down, but a lot of damage over towards the Yamato, forced to pop the Shadow Form, but at least they do take down the Shiv there. And Furnace's damage is starting to skyrocket as well. Just one afterburn over towards the Kelvin, forced to use the Ice Grenade just to heal himself back up again.
Hey, they fixed the audio. They fixed the audio.
back?
It's back. The sound's back. The sound's back. I've just heard it come in.
Oh, there we go.
I told them at the start of the game, but I think they've realized. All right, we got sound, guys. Aurora fixed it. Let's go.
It's very cool.
That's huge.
Wonderful. Very lovely. Lady Guys down again for Team Jamside, who is now starting to really be far behind anyone on the enemy team. You see Mo and Krill up to 17k. You're probably wondering why, and it's mainly because during all this chaos, all he's been doing is using Burrow at the tier 5 to go around and steal all the jungle on the side of Team Jamside. You did. That's the lash into the Vindictor combo. Kind of a struggle bus. You're not much you can do about it once you hit flight. If he gets the ult off onto you, you're dead. You're a squishy character.
Right, all right. What a treat. Well, here we go then. Just at the right time as well, as we get out of the laning phase and into the pure aggression that is going to be the carnage you can now put on to take deep control of all of these inner lanes. The Guardian's completely removed. You can be proud off the back of that one, taking the flex slots now available. 2 potential slots to work with to give themselves some extra synergization on the items. 7 absolutely mullered. Abram catches him off the bat with the seismic impact, shuts him down on the charge. Again, he's going to be staggered out of play. 17k souls on the 7 as well, so shutting him down for about 30 seconds will give you more room to roam. Lash about to run into a triple threat as well on York.
This is what we're talking about at the start of the game as well, is the fact that if you can get a good Mo and Krill who's able to do a ton of work with the combo, it can be really difficult to deal with. Already plus 120 HP as well, been picked up from the combo itself. If you get a kill whilst inside of combo, it will add to your total HP count. So honestly, I think the Mo and Krill has had a huge amount of impact this game overall, up to 19k, highest soul count in the game right now.
Vindictor using a punch to reposition in air with a slight drag. You get off the back of it, stake down into the alleyway as well to attempt to stop them. It's going to be hydration with the backup of Shiv finding the double E limb. Alvin's the only one that slips his way out, but that's barely. Shiv got the reset on the ultimate, so you're able to finally execute. Vindictor still just harassing, and Shiv from the reset of the ult again chains them together for a second takedown on that. Oh mate, that's nearly the full wipe across the board. 3-2 in terms of the battle of attrition. So Vindictor with a backup of Shiv, hard committing onto York. Your Walker's gone. Geist gets staggered so much further off as well from the rest of their respawns. That's 30 seconds of downtime on her. That's a hell of a cleanup from the team fight blank.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point in time, all we're doing is just cleaning up the walkers, just taking out as many as we can. It's just one more over towards blue lane now, and that will be your 3rd flex slot accrued. Sort of unfortunate the way it has gone here for Team Jamside, and I think that if I look at Team Sunset, it has just been very interesting the way they play, because they have so much lockdown potential with telekinesis, shoulder charge, combustive concussion, even just the Mo and Krill combo. It's very hard to get away from, and it does open up for things like Shiv being able to get that slice and dice through all of them. Vindictor to line up pretty easy assassinates, which seems like she needed, considering that last POV we had 3 missed assassinates in a row.
Yeah, it wasn't quite on the money with the quick flicks. It didn't matter though, with at least Shiv being able to chain those ultimates together, dude, constantly getting them off with the tier 3 on the reset, so you're just farming. Back-to-back pickups on that, left him in a position where he had so much damage output. Again here, Geist is unable to make any kind of getaway attempt. Telekinesis just ruins your life there. So the Wraith continuing to proving to be a very useful pickup. Snipe off the back, going to assist Shiv for the execute on the Kelvin. It could be pretty tasty if you can follow up on it. It's nice damage output. Or Lash with the response back in as well. It might be flip-flopping a bit here. Maybe you can turn the tides on this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big opportunity now for Team Jamside, but they are just so far ahead, and the damage is coming through thick and fast. Flog to get some kind of heal. But these are the base Guardians going down, and it just feels at this stage of the game that Team Sunset can just keep on pushing.
This is huge. You've got so much control to work with. There's the deep swing as well from the Shiv. Ooh, cooldown though on the ult, that's not going to be off. It's all down to the raw firepower. Kelvin looks to harass. Nice blink up on the top at least to keep him busy. So pressure's on. You want to take down those shrines, roam over to the other side. Vindicta up in the skies, continuously pelting them as well. You're taking damage from the back with the inner base guardians, making it a little bit more awkward, but both shrines eliminated and the patron getting peppered.
I mean, it's kind of awesome at the moment watching Team Sunset here because it did look sort of like child's play for Team KLS versus them. But even in my mind, watching them, they didn't look like a bad team. And now it's a nice benchmark watching them go against Team Jamside because Team Sunset certainly does look like a very strong team. Up now 30k souls with their 4th flex slot, I believe, off the back of that. I think they got 2 of the shrines there. So this game is now just a case of probably a fight for mid-boss, potentially a bait on mid-boss, and then go from there. And I think that the guys over on Team Jamside realize this, and if they can pick this up at the downtime, which they have quite a bit, they'll be able to secure it with the Kelvin, Ice Dome. No one will be able to come in and steal.
Ooh. Yeah, I was looking at the posturing there from the Infernus. You could see he does have the concussive combustion. I was thinking maybe there's a chance for the slip in with the timing. Not going to look great though in the push. And of course, with Kelvin at least having his ult, even if you went for it, it would have to be so rough for them with a bit of a mess up on the inputs. Not going to work out. So they not only get the pickup back onto Infernus, you get Rejuve to work with. Obviously, pressure's on though. This is a position now where you have to get so much done off the back of this mid-boss into Rejuve.
I think, honestly, the issue is for Team Jamside is that picks can come off quick and fast here for Team Sunset. I think they have a very pick-heavy type of composition, so they just need to stagger, really, on the side of Team Sunset. But the urn being picked up here. Now, are they going to bait this across the other side of the map, try and pick up a walker off the back of it? See Lash here pushing over towards purple lane. And there is posturing going on. I think Team Sunset is putting more stock over towards their walkers than they are the urn, and that's fair enough.
At least get something back to your advantage. Obviously, the sheer speed with the solar, and when you're behind, you're going to be a bit quick at being able to drop that one off. Warden makes the play, secures the additional souls, dukes his way around the back through Kelvin. He's got the info, at least from the audio cues, and you are in no man's land, surrounded at least in terms of the positioning. Vindicta just getting those bullets down range, making it a bit more uncomfortable. In terms of the timing you got left on the Rejuve buff as well, about halfway ticked on how much opportunity they have if they want to make the most out of it going into one of these fights. Burrow back out. Vindicta absolutely ruins this together. Goes down in seconds there. Mo and Krill caught on the edge. Telekinesis back in from the Wraith into the Kelvin Dome to save him. So it won't matter that you got the telekinesis off. There was no chance for the chase. That's 2 elims to the Greater off the back of this, and potentially the Walker gone as well.
Yeah, the problem for Team Sunset is that a couple of the staggered pickoffs there into the mid-boss, into a walker. Vindicta really needs to play much more safe at this point in the game because there are so many players and heroes on the side of Team Jamside that can catch her off guard. It's going to get a little bit tough for them. Even now, after Lash went over towards purple lane, pushed that one out, their inners are being pushed in. Someone's going to have to defend that at some point in time. Magic Carpet, though, for Lefaa here.
Hey.
Curious to see what will get done with that.
You don't see that every day. I have seen it's becoming a bit more of a very rare escape tool. That seems to be when it's picked up at the minute. You know, nothing more, nothing less. You could potentially use it for maybe a Majestic Leaf that would work in his sense for a concussive combustion, right? To fly in, pop it. We'll see, dude. That could be a fun tidbit at this late into the game.
Yeah, and I mean, even just a 10% ability duration on Magic Carpet could be good for Afterburn. Telekinesis maybe benefits from it a little bit here for the Wraith, who's also picked it up. Just in terms of the fast rotates around the map, I mean, you don't want to have to use Project Mine as a tool to get around the map at this stage of the game. You want to use it more of an escape tool, so Magic Carpet can be very good for repositioning. Who knows? Who knows? I am curious. They're looking to assassinate the 7 now, though. Telekinesis is up and available. Oh, actually, oh my, half a minute on the cooldown.
Not gonna be available just yet. Fast farm from Infernus. He'll pull into the station and run away with those souls. There's the project mine back for the Wraith. Goes deep to at least harass, but you're realizing just how many players are close by at this point. You've got the 4-man setup, 7 down and out. Wraith with a movement as well off the back of the carpet, goes full Aladdin and shows us a whole new world of pickups as they shut down Yamato and absolutely unleash. On the other side of things, towards Orchard, Lash getting overcommitted on, Infernus being able to bully with a dot as well. He's ticking down.
I mean, there is a pickoff that comes back their way, but Vindicta from the side lane trying to hit some nasty shots there. The Crow at this point in time will be doing a lot of damage, spec'd into superior duration as well. At this point in time, will making that thing ticks for a hell of a long time. Oro potentially is able to grab him here. Binding Word won't go off. I think, honestly, he should get him. He's got Torment Pulse as well, and that does a hell of a lot of damage just passively.
Just being near Mo and Krill with that bad boy, dude, you get absolutely slapped. Synergizes so well with his entire kit and just makes it uncomfortable. Going up against the mighty Mole. Oh, this is brutal, dude. All right. I mean, there was a window of opportunity, at least, off the back of the rejuve with the push we saw all the way up on Orchard side, but not getting the Walker, not getting enough from it. You see the flip back on the head. Sunset come alive. They start to run you down in the team fights once again. The magic carpet maneuvers as well. That was a surprise, but it's cool to see the tech, dude. Something we haven't seen.
Dude, I don't think it really had much impact other than giving the poor man carpet burn on his head. Just hitting him with the Tokyo carpet drift. But that was cool. That was cool. I enjoyed it.
I mean, the thing is, it did draw his crosshair off. Like, one of the things you see in high-level Deadlock as well, right, is how precise everyone is. That's one where you're trying to trace a carpet rider. You're like, where is he?
I've been spectral carpeted, lads. I know what's going on. But yeah, Ern now looking to be picked up by the boys here from Team Sunset. You can actually pop Magic Carpet at the same time as picking up the Urn, by the way, and that will get it all the way across the other side of the map, which is in sort of an interesting little new bit of tech there. And it's only on a 25-second cooldown, so this bad boy can be pulled out fairly often to get things like this done.
Oh, straight in for the full commit, and the card trick hits you, but it seems like this will be a royal flush on the lane. Everyone going down heavy for Team Jamside, as it will be a landslide for Sunset off the back of the wipes. That's 4 out of play. Geist and 7, the only ones that remain. The dot damage from Lefaa is enough to take down 7 in the Battle of the Elements. Nice. Vindicta's got you pinned. Goodbye, Geist, and that's game.
GG for Team Sunset, and that'll sit them 1 point up here in our best of 3. Very nicely done overall, Jacky. I really enjoyed that game. And again, it got to the point where we were just waiting for that big fight to go off. It was delayed quite a bit there by the mid boss. And again, it was just full defensive mode for Team Sunset, which was the smart thing to do. Honestly, it was the smart thing to do.
No, 100%, dude. That's actually a dope one again, because you did see a bit more push and pull. Like we were saying yesterday, in terms of the caliber of these teams, where you're looking at the seeding, it felt like we had kind of sussed out where we were in terms of who should be winning these matchups. But this third place decider was always going to be tantalizing, because the skill level matchups alongside how these teams synergize, with some fun picks going into this one as well. We saw some creativity, some nice fights, and overall, bro, that's one of the more entertaining games in terms of the mid-portion potential comeback we could have seen, straight into just the snowball finish, where they run away with it off the back of the magic carpet harasses. I like that a lot. The Wraith engages with the magic carpet. Every time we've done a podcast since magic carpet was added, we talk about the fact we see it, maybe once, twice in the past month of actual pub play. We saw it twice in one game, in a high tier game, and it worked. It was a good item pick.
That's the thing. Bring it up.
There it is. It's back. Okay, so we've got our bans already, actually, then. So we've got Dynamo and Hayes being banned out for Sunset, Kelvin and Pocket being banned out for Jamside, and the picks are coming in.
Yeah, and it seems pretty similar to what we saw from beforehand. Like, practically same comps, other than Team Jamside being able to pick up their Viscous. That wasn't banned by Team Sunset this time around. Kelvin, I believe, will be one that's also not been thrown in. So Sunset going for Abrams, Wraith, Mo and Krill, Vindicta, Yamato. So again, more of that lockdown potential. I'm waiting on this last pick, because unable to pick up Infernus for themselves, so they'll have to pick something different. Instead, they go for Lash. Again, hell of a late game team for Team Jamside. But I do think that it's again going to get out of control with Team Sunset being able to pick up this composition, which works so well. And now even having Lash, there's less of a chance that they'll be able to escape. So a lot of pick potential again for Team Sunset, whereas Team Jamside is just playing more into that team fight potential there with 7 on the ultimate and fairness as well, providing a lot of cover for them. This is the type of game that if Team Jamside gets an early lead, it could get problematic.
I am surprised that Kelvin is so strong at the moment that we are treating him on the same level as Dynamo and Lady Geist as well. Like, he is so OP at the moment that we are banning him, and
Yeah, he
didn't
got
used
so
to be this way.
beefy. No, he just became so strong.
I don't know when it happened. I think like in a single update as well, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 patches ago. We had him just suddenly do so much more damage, especially in laning. It was just his ice beam just ruining you. It just feels like as soon as that's just on you, you're melted. You're down to like 15% HP. You're scared. You're cold. You need new clothes.
Yeah. I think that more than that though, it's in terms of comp play, like he's really strong in a coordinated team. Just the ability to have almost 3 mid bosses, as well as being able to get the urn to the other side of the map.
True.
That's sort of like the big thing that really makes him like a high priority ban for a lot of these teams.
All right, I'll let you guys get into the game. Feel free to take it away, and please, everyone, enjoy the Aurora Deadlock Masters, brought to you by 1xBet.
All right, then. Here we go. Another game. Ooh, let's strap in. Get ourselves ready, mate. Are you okay? Is everyone okay? Are you all ready? Because blank, we could be sending one of these 2 homes. One of these 2 teams home, rather.
We're going to send them to a home.
We're going to send them to a home after this. They're gone. They're retired. Because they will be, dude. This is our 3rd, 4th decider. It's map 2.
Ow.
Lose this, it's over. Oh, it's already not looking great for Abrams.
All right, sync check. I'm gonna need you because you're the sinker for me. Is that okay? We'll do.
Yeah. What
check
time
on
are
the
you at?
clock.
I'm at 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109.
All right, we're good. We're
synced?
back in. Yeah.
All right, nice. We're synced.
Perfect. We're back in business. Again, the Moan Crow lane into the Shiv makes sense. This is typically the counter to Shiv. It's the one that works the best. Just in terms of being able to stay in lane for a long time, be able to disarm him as well. It seems a lot of players have cottoned on to that fact, so they wait to send out their Moan Krill early until they know which lane the Shiv is in, and then send them along over towards that side too. Certainly possible to stop that Moan Krill from getting a little bit too crazy. However, if the Shiv does get ahead, the Moan Krill can very quickly get far behind to the point where he's a little bit more useless, where he'll get burned down quite quickly. The combo is still really strong, but it does require the Moan Krill to do a lot more roaming, right, Jacky?
That's what he's damn good at, mate. That mole is fast. He roams around, rinses his way through all of the Candle Troopers. He has that consistent sustain as well with the Scorn to keep himself alive in these sort of environments, and can just harass so much. Not to mention, he looks damn cool when he's going for the belly slide.
Oh, the old penguin play. I do like it a lot. It's very fun. It's very, very awesome. I honestly, I do just hate the lane that both BRS and SRB play together. They play some really fun lanes where, you know, you'll have the 7 and Lady Geist. We saw that last time, and now SRB, BRS playing the Geist and Infernus. Terrifying to go up against, but it's Prestige, actually, who gets the... Ooh. What are you doing, Lefaa?
Lefaa, no. He should have made like a tree and leave.
He really
gone down,
should leave.
Oh dear, Lash as well, feeling the burn. What's happening here? This is a comedy of errors, mate. A smorgasbord of mistakes being made. Infernus getting pressure put on as well. You chase out the Yamato with the flame dash, making her feel uncomfortable. She has to back up. Oh, dude. All right. Well, that's 2 rough elims that come through early. You should be able to pull ahead in lane now as well, get a free wave off the back of it, and establish a bit of a soul lead.
Yeah, I mean, Prestige as well going down to Lefaa. Lefaa going down to Prestige early and then dying to the Trooper. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. But either way, back into the game. I think this is one of the characters that got picked up that usually does get banned here, which is the Viscous. I do like how a lot of these high-level Viscuses do play, is that a lot of the early game is spent building into the puddle punch, and then they transition over towards the splatter with a huge amount of spirit power being thrown into the mix with Boundless Spirit, kind of doing just enough for them with that.
You're getting the free farm as well with the melee to confirm, so no chance for the denies from the Moe and Krill. You get so many bullets just from your default left click on the Moe and Krill. It's very easy to get those confirms off with a flick, so just meleeing makes sense. Make sure it's not possible for them to deny it. Have a nice little bit of room to build in the early laning phase here. 4 minutes clocked in so far. We've had those 2 eliminations, slight misplays. Let's see where it takes us from here. Warden on the lean, just looking to make it uncomfortable. Hide your hitbox as much as possible on the right angle peak and just deny those souls again and again.
We're going to have the Vindicta here on lane, getting a little bit done. 100 souls away from picking up the Assassinate. Might try and help on the other side of a lane, potentially. Has it now. So a lot of ultimates now coming online. The big one is for the Shiv, who wasn't bullied out the lane. Now has the big amount of damage coming through from the rage buff that will get off the back of that. So Team Sunset, Wulfee already taking down the Moe and Krill on the side of Jamside. Wait, I think these are mixed. These are mixed up right now, I believe.
Has the graphic not been updated?
Not sure. I think so.
Guard, mate.
I think it's caught me off guard. I need to have a think about this.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard as well because some of the player names obviously don't actually correlate. Makes it a bit more awkward. We'll keep our eyes peeled. We'll see.
So I'm pulling up the team list here right now. Make sure I'm not going crazy.
That's all right, dude. Take your time. It's all good. It's all good. Viscous getting the splatter off. Send some Vindicta back, get the quick heal from the Banner Boy. Candle Troop getting the heal off for you. You can take the peek from the back. Stake goes in. It's a good pin. Oh, straight into the combo as well. Allowing you to get the damage off, dude. Here we go. Vindicta up in the sky. Execute onto the back of the 7. That's pretty clean. That was a nice heads-up call for the Stake into the engage there with the Moe and Krill.
Yeah, again, this is what I was talking about. The Moe and Krill falls behind in lane, absolutely has to then start to... The restorative lock here as well, dude. The timing on that's huge. The Viscous is just consistently punching. But yeah, I think the Moe and Krill gets behind in the lane. Realistically, you just have to start making plays around the map with the combo, which he absolutely does there. Puts him a little bit further to where the Shiv currently is in terms of soul count. They're only around 600 souls behind. In the meantime, you've got Team Jamside taking down what would be their first Guardian. In comes the Lash as well. It's huge. Does he escape, though? I don't believe he will. And the flames go out.
Handle the burns twice as bright, but for half as long. Lash causes problems there. A Death Slam straight back into the Guardians. You get the sudden burst of damage, make it more uncomfortable for the getaway as well. Give yourself clearance to hard confirm onto the kill. You're going to take those. It's good though as well, you know, going back to what we were seeing previously, right? If you can get both Vindicta and Moe and Krill activated at this point in the game where they're feeling comfortable to go for these roams and just synergize together, combo into the execute, you're both going to be living your movie. You're going to be getting the souls stacking up on Vindicta. Moe and Krill start to build himself the additional HP to work with. Ooh, revenge from the Infernus potentially as you get the backup. Walden pop is the ult. You hard commit onto the Guardian. Yamato gets lit up by the dot as well. She's forced to get out of there. She might have just saved her life, but you will lose control of Orchid.
Yeah, I honestly think that was a very nice play from the Yamato. Might still not escape, though. Sunset's still going in pretty deep here alongside with Jamside, but there is the play coming through from Lefaa. Back on the signature Wraith here. A lot of damage done. Tesla bullets already picked up in lane, so high fire rate, high control over the team, as well as these lanes. Really nice to see Lefaa back on the Wraith. He was so cool playing it yesterday.
I see you.
High ground that makes
It's Moe and Krill
so
time.
lucrative. Yeah, dude, that's what it is. You get the comms in. Moe and Krill time. Moe and Krill time. run in, pop the combo into the stake, execute off the back of it. Everyone's living their dream. Ooh, all right, you got to back up a little bit here, though. The execute. Oh, Shiv. He hard commits onto it, looking to try and take him down. You comboed a counter. You still fall here. But, man, there could have been an outplay on that one.
He cancels the execute mid-air. That was impressive. Sadly, the Guardian just does not do enough damage to him. The Scorn, without healing booster, will not heal him that much. One Death Slam into the 7. Knocks him on top of the block there. Punch it back. Cancels it just in time.
Abrams on the chase, static charge at least going to lock him in place, so the stun will deny the chase, but Mag Venom still falls in the worst way as well, being shut down by Together on the Vindicta. That's free farm for you. Yamato's ult fire, good delivery. You get the connection off. Hell, can't actually convert on how low both of them were, but you've just dominated in that lane. That should at least be a free Guardian taken with the wave. Meanwhile, over at the barn, you got the push up from Lash. Re-engage as well as they look to try and defend on this Guardian, so you're still getting chipped down, and they're taking the whole wave for free. Good denies at least from the Geist.
Yeah, honestly, I think the big difference between Team Jamside and Sunset at the moment is just coordination more than anything. Like, the way that the guys are coordinated here on the side of Team Jamside is just so much better on the side of Team Sunset. Like, they're able to get these kills off just because they're all together at the same time. They are locking down targets using multiple abilities to do that. It's really cool to see, and Team Jamside just cannot control this early game presence that Team Sunset's able to bring out time and time again.
Oh, mate. So brutal. Lady Geist, good night. Vindicta gets vicious again. Binding Word comes in onto the back of Abrams. He's going to be finished off at least. So you get one trade back, a little bit of a shift in the balance. But all in all, it's a 1-for-1 trade. You're still ahead by 2 kills and a fair amount of AP blank. 52 to 46 on the ability point head count.
Yeah, Team Sunset's been doing pretty well here. The quick disarm over towards the players up front to stop them from doing too much more damage towards the Guardian whilst the rest of the team sets up to get back in. In goes the Crow. This might actually be a snipe potential there.
Mag Venom calling the pause. DC on Shiv. Let's hope things are okay. We got through all yesterday, knock on wood, with minimal issues. There was one DC, but the server didn't crash.
Oops, sorry. I thought it was mold.
Mo and Krill time. Mo and Krill
Mo Krill time. Mo and Krill time, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take quick stock at the moment because right now, 5k ahead. True. Not wrong. Not wrong. But yeah, looking at the scoreline, it does look a lot better right now for Team Sunset. And Together should soon pick up the 5th point in towards his ultimate over on Assassinate, if not already picked it up, meaning 600 extra souls per assassination. And the speed at which they are setting up for the Vindicta to get those assassinates with the Mo and Krill, with the Lash ultis, with the telekinesis. They're essentially just funneling. They're funneling the Vindicta, and I really like how it's working. Thanks for that. It's a great picture-in-picture. Doing the splits.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, mate, you know, that would literally be one of those where it'd be like, do you want to get fit easily? Then join the 7 workout program. With 7 easy steps, you can do the splits just like 7.
Yoga with 7. I do love it. I do love it. But we're back in game. We finished out on the old 7 split. Got to look at his dirty trousers in action.
Bright orange, but who's going to be green with envy? Tell you what is green, the big goopy ball that's rolling in. Viscous getting vicious. Mo and Krill with the combo. Mag Venom looking to reply. Prestige pops the ult as well, so Warden goes aggro. Seismic impact through the window for the getaway. Abrams trying his best. You get the knock up with the puddle punch. He uses that to his advantage, trying to juke out. Wall jump up the top, so the chase continues with 7 going down to hydration. Charge back into the wall. Nice connect on the punch, but trust in the cube and all will be fine.
Abrams in a bit of a sticky situation now, relying on the regeneration to get it back up. Somehow still alive. Yonder I Wonder wanders out of there carelessly. Now the Warden looking to get away. Banning Word doesn't quite go off, and in comes the Moe and Krill. Tons of damage with the burrow on top of that. And it's a full getaway for Team Sunset from a situation that looked bad. Abrams is able to get himself back into a lovely situation. The regeneration coming in clutch.
Big boy Abrams causing problems there. Smooth jukes. Crazy plays as well. Absolute carnage off the back of the pause then. The 7 splits set us up, and then it came down to some crazy maneuvers in the lanes. You get a bit of a lull in the fight now, at least, off the back of the staggered spawns. Lash groups up with Yamato, focuses on York lane, pushes up deep towards the Sapphire side, puts pressure on the Guardian with the wave, and makes sure they can get a fair amount of damage off on this. Deny the souls on response as well. Shiv backs up the Infernus for the engagement, though. Dot's going to be nice to tick down onto the Yamato. Oh, they might want to try and dive on this one. Back up a bit here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, just the afterburn damage is going a bit crazy at the moment. Healing right up in 3 seconds. I should be able to get this back on board. Healbane also picked up 4. The Yamato makes sense versus a team like Shiv, Geist, as well as Viscous and Infernus. You want to prevent a lot of that healing going through, and getting an item that's 1250 early on that can prevent a lot of that is decent. Cheeky off angle here from the Infernus. Doesn't really matter what range he's at as long as he's able to apply that afterburn.
Here comes the lash.
Here's the reset, though. Bide their time. Get the heal back in. Once again, return to the lane to at least harass. You show a bit of presence, making them believe they're still going deep on a walker, but guys, it's rotated over. Maybe. I mean, with the backup of Abrams straight into the 7, you can get the combo off into the charge. Goodbye.
Dude, Torment Pulse, Mystic Vulnerability, as well as Duration Extender. He is fully spec'd into the combo. I love it.
Yeah, that is beautiful, dude. It's so fun as well, because you just get that consistent burst damage out, even just while comboing them from just being around Moe and Krill. It's like he's got an orbit of pain that follows him. See how well it's working. Oh. Caught on the getaway, Vindictor at least with the love taps on the back, so Warden forced to scatter, making it a bit more awkward. Shiv gets spotted as well. Vindictor up in the sky. You use the charge for the getaway. Moe and Krill was looking to get close, but too much distance, can't catch him.
Yeah, you know what I'm sort of confused by is like the speed at which combo is off cooldown is sort of outrageous, and he's looking for another combo once again. Here is a play coming through from the Warden, comes out the side. That Vindictor should be dead to rights. The Binding Word doesn't even have to drop off.
Where's the worst scenario, mate? You're in lane, you hear the whoop whoop. It's the sound of the police. He comes in, ruins your life. Vindictor arrested, and once again another position where you're actually starting to battle back in a least somewhat manageable form. You can build off the back of this one knock where you take a Guardian, try to at least build back in terms of the map control in the lanes. So far behind in the soul head count though, and that's going to be the real issue. Timing on this is nice as well. Out of the cube, but into the frying pan as Viscous gets obliterated by the lash. Follow up from the Moe and Krill. And yeah, you might take a Guardian, but we're going to take the Inner Walker.
Yeah, I mean, respect, honestly, to the Death Slam as well on the cube. You just put him out of position. I think this is the best we've seen Hydration during this tournament. He really wasn't allowed to do too much at all when playing against Team Michaelis, but he's had so much impact on this Moe and Krill over the past 2 games. Sort of disgusting. And again, it's one of the highest soul counts in the game right now. Just been part of almost every single elimination. Maybe it's time for Moe and Krill time in my own game.
It's good, man. It's good. You know, we were testing out some new Moe and Krill maneuvers yesterday. You can get away with shenanigans like this. The cube is all that saves him. Deploy the jelly and hit the panic button. Oh, mate. Problematic on the lane, but the goo ball still trying to make issues here. Rolls out of there. Bouncing around all over the shop like a pinball and buys time for the rotate round the back. Warden arrives on the scene. Seismic impact gonna derail this one though. He's got him pinned against the wall as well. The rollout for Viscous gets him out of there, but you lose 2 for the price of the goop with 7 and Warden falling.
Bro, this is painful at the moment for Team Jamside. Luckily, there's a little bit of retribution over towards the Yamato and the Moe and Krill. This Wulfee to come back in with the execute back-to-back tier 5 reset on the cooldown after the elim. Kind of unreal, but whilst that's all going on, more and more of your walkers are falling, and that's the 4th walker. 3rd flex slot now accrued for the boys over towards Team Sunset.
Damn, dude. Only 5 elims ahead, but it's the AP that's the sheer distance. 20 ability points to the greater right now for Team Sunset here. Looking pretty damn good with how they're playing this one out. Quick farm for Lady Geist. Mo and Krill straight back in with a combo. Oh, man.
Dude, it's a
so many free
50-second
combos.
Cooldown, bro. It's a 50-second cooldown. He's picked up Fleet Foot as well. Man's so fast. Again, this is what hydration does best, is just denying all of the jungle for the enemy team as well. Abrams has to think about taking the urn and decides it's not worth the time, especially with the policeman in close quarters.
It won't just be a slap on the wrist. It'll be the handcuffs going on. Yamato getting a little bit of chip damage out as well on the chase, so being able to harass clean troops on the lane, so you get a bit of a push back and look to see if he's gotten away. Urn's on the move. Meanwhile, it's going to be Mo and Krill with a backup of Vindicta down towards mid-boss. They're inside of the pit. Warden rotates over to assist as well. That's the call out. Oh, are they going to be baited in for this? Posturing wise, Warden's close. He's on the extremity. You've got the wrap down as well from Infernus. Mid-boss falls. Time's going to be tight. Rejuve on the way down. Goo ball going in. That's the ult. Concussive combustion pulled out for the stall. Yamato grabs it to confirm. So no chance for the steal. Viscous going to feel the burn on this one. Looking for the getaway, but the entire team suffers. And Yamato is chasing hard.
I mean, honestly, this Viscous should go down, I believe, but maybe there is a bit of more recourse coming through from the Infernus. Quick getaway again. Sunset is out on the lash, but Lefaa finishes up Wulfee. There was a smart play, honestly, because you lead them into a false sense of security, honestly. You got telekinesis, the T5 will pick up everyone in the area, but not only that, they sat the Yamato outside so she could hit the shadow transformation, so she gets unstoppable. So there's no way that they can keep her off the point with concussive combustion. Very cool.
Goodbye, Infernus. Say goodbye as well to both of your shrines, as they are going to get dismantled. Vindicta keeps the punishment out. First shrine falls. You could posture off if you want. Respawn wise though, you got 2 staggered spawns coming back in and 5 of the 6 potential rejuvenators still to work with, so they can keep the pressure on. Deal with the inner guardians at least. Take out all of the base guardians. Now you finish off onto shrine 2. Sapphire Patron getting absolutely wrecked. It's all going wrong.
And Yamato is just consistently following. Hydration does fall, but again, they can afford to put this kind of pressure on just because they've got the rejuve buff in play. It's getting a little bit more awkward now for Jacky. Almost
calmed it
takes
down a
down
little.
the Geist.
It took a sec there though, dude. I was getting worried, honestly. But the problem is, right, even with how much damage you've done to the patron, you can just finish it from that point, send it into the weakened state. The harass is still coming out. Still 2 rejuves in play as well. So Yamato's going to be back up in seconds.
Lefaa should die. I survive Divine Barrier, keeping him alive once again. We're talking about this versus Infernus. Divine Barrier can be an unreal tool just to survive at those last final moments. But Lefaa staying up there, retaining his rejuve buff as well is kind of massive. He can play a little bit more loose with it in these upcoming fights, but 133k to 118, starting to look a little bit dire here for Team Jamside as they're consistently getting pushed back in. One more good team fight. All ultimates available right now. Sunset has the Death Slam off cooldown.
It's running out on the rejuvenator.
Saving it up for the right opportunity to utilize it here. Give you an awful lot of leg room. Mo and Krill making it uncomfortable as well on the push up towards the front line. Just using Infernus and 7 to consistently pepper damage out and try and soften them up before they engage. There goes Mo and Krill with a backup of Yamato. Drop down into the combustion. Great timing on the response from the Yamato though. Getting away from this isn't going to be very good for him. You light it up. There's the pushback from the Viscous straight into the 7 ult. At least somewhat of a response as the carnage continues. That's 2 staggered spawns on either side. Vindicta snipes down to put the pressure on, and it's crumbling again.
Not looking great. I mean, it's 3-2 deaths here, but I think the important one is that Lefa's still up. He can absolutely pummel the patron going forward, but massive amount of damage onto Yamato here. This might have been over-aggressive. Luckily, Lefaa is still there to take them out. Geist is walking back. Lefaa can get a lot of damage over towards the patron, as can the Vindictor. Should be GG. Not a lot of time left on this one. 7 seconds on the 7.
Still about 25% HP for the weakened patron, as well as you get the respawn back up. You're going to have those express lanes at the very least due to the shrines being down, so the quick rotates come in. The only thing you don't want to happen here is staggered deaths that give an opportunity for Jamside to reset from the fight. It feels like you are inches away from the GG. But the overcommit with not enough time to actually burn onto the weakened patron, they do get a full reset on the spawns. You're back up on a line. You've got the quick rotates in, sure, but don't give them the 1v1s. That's the issue.
Ooh,
2 for 1
big.
back onto Wraith Blank. There's a timeline here.
There is a timer. I mean, it's not that far behind. If they can catch off the Abrams as well, this is massive news for them. Toxic bullets on him. Knockdown might just give him the time to escape, but I highly doubt it.
Got a good response on this. 3 staggered spawns. Vindictor's back up in 1 second, sure, but it's about a 10-second differential between the Abrams and Wraith respawn going into this. Soul count isn't that drastically far behind anymore, and that was your lose condition. This is your opportunity back into the game now. If they can combo together, it could still be kind of clean. Getaway mission for the Warden. Doesn't want to fight full frontal with the Shadow Transformation being used by the Yamato. Low HP across the board into the Moe and Krill on the knockup. Here comes Lash to get a little bit aggressive, and they do shut down the potential issues.
And with Abrams spawning in just 5 seconds as well, that's kind of big. Phantom Strike into combo. At this stage of the game, Moe and Krill is a true menace. Oh no.
Found another.
Insult to injury. She might be a ghost, but she hits like a truck. Vindictor with the double up on the snipes. And now the weakened patron's in a position where you can't really defend. This should be game.
The Goo Ball's doing his best to stop from taking it. Sapphire Patron slowly but surely falling down. The Goo Ball's just buying time, but time is not enough as Sunset draws this hourglass to a close. And that'll be the GG. Sunset taking 3rd place.
There you go. The finish of our 3rd, 4th decider with Team Sunset taking it into... There was a glimpse, Blank, a glimpse of maybe some shenanigans on that one for a comeback, but it didn't happen. Shut down in the end with a response towards the subway in the Warden fight with a backup of the Moe and Krill. And they close it out 2-0. Fair play to them. Walking away with a larger sum of money there for the 3rd place finish.
Yeah, honestly, a really good game from Sunset. And I just don't think they were able to perform to the level they'd like to yesterday versus Team of KLS, who just had it on lockdown, right? And even so, they kind of took some of the strategies that Team of KLS used yesterday, implemented them into their own gameplay today here versus the guys from Team Jamside. Yeah, really, really fun match overall, Jacky. I definitely enjoyed that one. But now we're heading on to our grand final next. It'll be Team Recrent versus Team of KLS. Soon-ish, hopefully.
I'd hope so. I'd hope so. For now, let's head back over to the analyst desk, get Damp involved and talk through things. We'll set stuff up. We're unsure, obviously, how much time we've got until that next one. That's going to be coming up. Let's get back over to the New York Oracle news booth for now. Hello, Damp.
Are we here? All right.
We're back.
Hello, everyone. We're back. Good to be here. Wow, what a game. Can you walk me through that, Jacky? What a 2-0.
Carnage, right?
Carnage.
Super cool. I think this is another one where, based off what we saw, at least from our initial semifinals yesterday, I think we both kind of hypothesized that it should be Team Sunset that would win in the 3rd place decider.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it in the form they did it in. Really fun games in terms of the unique item synergization they're going for with magic carpets in game 1, and then some cool twists and turns with some fun highlights on this one. That's a really cool series there. I'll give it that, Blank. For a 3rd, 4th decider, that was a dope game.
Yeah, man. I mean, for Team Jamside, they certainly put up a good fight. But again, I think it's just a case of that these teams, if you're a team that understands how to play that early to mid game very well, and you have specific characters to drag you through that early to mid game,